Do you have problems with students maintaining focus in your classroom? Are they in trouble more often than you or they would like? Author Stacy Shoecraft has had these problems in her own classrooms. In her book, Learning Through Movement, Setting Up Your Kinesthetic Classroom, she talks about many different ways of combating this problem. First off, why do students get into more trouble? Turns out that many children, about 7 out of 9 asked in a recent study, who got in trouble more often than they would like, attribute it to sitting for too long and not being able to get up to move around. Students with ADD and ADHD find it difficult to stay focused as it is, so using movement to engage their minds is an important part of their learning process. The simple act of taking 20 minutes to walk changes the brain function of a person. The entire brain is engaged as opposed to just a few hot spots. But why should you? You're not a PE teacher. Again, it turns out referrals in schools find a steep decline if there is regular movement in the classroom. Different teachers tell their stories of how these techniques worked for them in their classrooms. Many go so far as to list their rules. One in particular talks about the importance of setting up the rules as soon as you start your kinesthetic classroom to keep it from becoming a distraction as opposed to a help to their students. One of my favorite techniques to read about was the walk and talk. This involves just 5 minutes of walking and talking. This increased students' emotional intelligence as they were allowed to talk about whatever they wanted as a group, as well as it allowed them to be ready for their class and have all of their energy kind of expelled and be ready to learn. These activities don't necessarily need to be outside either. The author mentions how something as simple as a resistance band in a classroom for the students kind of fulfills that movement need and the need to be active. So what does this mean for a library? How would you use this in a school library? Well, teaching in a school library, you teach a lot about computers, you teach a lot about sitting and researching, but there's so much more to teach and learn. You can start with yoga. Yoga is mentioned in this book a lot, and it's simple poses, it's quiet, it's easy, and it could be part of a routine. And at least the beginning of a kinesthetic learning environment as well as completely academic can be found in the beginning of this book.